All right, my friends. So your government, that's right, is trying to cause a market crash.
This is where they go for the real estate info. I'm here to lead and help you succeed. One thing that you'll learn about me is I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to get the knowledge to the world when making decisions and buying and selling real estate.
Victor Huerta.
Remember my name.
Trying to cause a market crash. Let me just change this to public real quick. But I kind of wanted to give you guys the details on what the housing market is going to do, what I see, what is going to happen. But your federal government has got their hands inside the housing market. They have actually mixed up the refinancing department. So if you're trying to refinance, you're probably going to want to listen to this video. Fannie and Freddie they have changed their rules on refinancing with the swipe of a pin. So with that being said, we're going to get right into this housing market update real quick. No introduction, none of that stuff. So let's get right into this. I'm going to scroll back here. So Phoenix Metro residential real estate market, we're comparing August 9th to August 9th of 2020. So we're taking 2019 data, comparing it to 2020. And if you have any comments or any questions, please leave them below. I will make sure that I answer all your questions later in the show. Now, this is from August 9th of 2019 to August 9th of 2020. So let's get right into this real quick. And I got a lot of great detail, guys. I'm not just giving you the housing market update. We're going to talk about interest rates. I got some other graphs for you as well to go over. But what I was talking about the federal government is if you're trying to refinance, you're going to pay half a point on top of your rate that you get from your lender. A lot of lenders aren't putting this out there, okay? They don't want to present the negative news, but that's what it is Fannie and Freddie has, with the swipe of pin, I believe last week for my little birdie, is they imposed a 0.5% on all refis, okay? So this is gonna cost you around $1,500 if you're thinking about refinancing, okay? To you, the customer, yeah, the banks, Fannie and Freddie, boom. Now, they call it a adverse market fee, meaning that they're kind of scared of what's going on with the coronavirus. They're scared of what's going on with the election. They're kind of scared over the economy. But the kicker is here, folks, is all the refinances I was looking at the data right now through some websites and through Fannie and Freddie Mae's website, and just going deep diving into this is people who are refinancing their primary residence have a 700 plus FICO, okay, or 800 FICO score. So they're tagging the people with high FICOs, good income, a lot of cash. They're pretty much just saying, here's the price tag. It's going to cost you another 0.5% to refinance. When purchases are kind of the lower FICO scores, 600, 580, maybe 700 FICO score, and those rates are the same. So if you're refinancing, you will pay a 0.5% extra on top of the rate that you receive from your lender. If you are purchasing a property, there is no fee. Once again, only on refinancing, folks. Only on refinancing. Okay? David, Daniel, Manny, Samantha, what's going on? So keep that in consideration because it might change your overall plans of thinking of you refinancing and selling your house and getting a better rate to purchase on another house. So with that being said, that's what's going on with the government right now. So active listings for sale, 8,427, folks. And it's getting worse, okay? This is down negative 38.8% compared to last year. It's hard out there, okay? If you're a home buyer, it's hard out there. I'm helping a couple home buyers right now. And one house had 30 offers, the other house had 21 offers, the other house had 10, and it's just going like this over and over and over. And that's $300,000 and below. But we'll get into that as well. Listings under contract is 18.8%. Okay, that is positive, 12,975 compared to last year. Okay, and monthly median sales price, folks, it just continues to rise. It will continue to rise. It is up to 315,000. That is up 12.5%. And again, we are comparing right here August 9th of 2019 to August 9th of 2020. Okay. I'm just going to go down here to listing success rate. Right now, you have an 89.1% chance of listing your property for sale. You will make a lot of money if you are selling your property. You will have a lot of contracts on the table to choose from. You will have a lot of buyers to choose from. So if you are thinking of selling your house, it might be the right time. It might not. It will be up to you. Now, this graph right here kind of tells a picture of what's going on right now. Right there, months of supply. Okay, 1.3 months, folks. Okay, if no more homes were to hit the market or come up for sale, we would sell out of inventory in 1.3 months. So it's kind of crazy, right? That's why we are in a high seller's market. If you are a home buyer, it's going to be difficult to purchase a house. I'm not gonna shit you. That's pretty much the truth. Is I have a buyer, been working in for almost 30 days now. Okay, we've been beat out 3 times already. 3 times we have been beat out, and we are going over asking price. We're talking about $10,000 over asking price, not asking for a home warranty, not asking for seller concessions. We are not doing all that. We're still getting beat out. Okay, so just keep in mind if you're looking for a house that you're just gonna have to keep on grinding. Okay, so I wanted to get into some facts here before I get into some graphs. Okay, so the HOI, which is the Housing Market Index, okay, what it kind of measures what's affordable in the area when lending, okay, between the home prices, income, interest rates, etc. So for home buyers, check this out. Okay, the Housing Market Index, this is just for Phoenix. The Housing Market Index increased 64.8%, okay, which means that if you make $72,300, you can afford 64.8% of the homes that are on the market that were sold in Q2. Okay, so we're kind of roughly the same area. So if you make about $72,300 a year, you can afford 64.8% of the homes on the market. Okay, now the normal range for Phoenix is around 60 to 75%. So we're sitting at 64.8%. Okay, now in 2005 and 2006, the Housing Market Index fell from 60.1% all the way down to 26.6%. Okay, so look at that big gap. If we're gonna have a housing crash, it's got to go down at least to 26.6% of what happened last year. I mean, in 2005, 6, and 2008. So right now, Phoenix is a normal range. Okay, and we're also experiencing a lot of demand, about 20% more demand this time of year. So the question you probably have is like, well, what's the difference, right? What's the difference here? Let me do this real quick. So you're probably asking like, what's the difference? Okay, well, population growth. Okay, we have a lot of people just coming into Phoenix, Arizona. And this is kind of why what we're looking at and tracking the numbers is we're probably not going to see a crash here in Phoenix. I think one of my YouTube videos I did like last year, I said it perfectly. It's going to be caused by the election, or it's going to be caused by the government. And the government putting their hands into this refinancing and tagging an extra fee for you, the borrower, or for the lender to refinance. They're doing that, right? They're trying to make something happen here. I don't know. It's getting harder to predict now, the housing market, because everybody has their hands tied into this, especially the government. Once the government gets involved, you know what happens there. It's going to be a shit show. Okay. So what's the difference today? Okay, population growth. Okay, so think about this. In 2000, housing was growing faster than population. But since 2006, population has grown and has exceeded housing. So that's why there is so much demand in housing and there is a lack of inventory. Okay, now appreciation for homes. It's going to last for a while. Okay, roughly 6 to 12 months, and then we might have a slight correction. I'm going to show you some graphs on that. But if you're looking to buy a house, just stay the course. You're going to have to work fast, write strong offers, and get into the house quick. And you're going to have to just do, you just have to submit more offers. So you might not get the first, second, or third, or fourth one. You might get the fifth, sixth, or seventh one. It's just the way it is. There's lack of inventory. I feel your pain. My buyers are feeling the pain. But let's get into the home seller section. Okay, so to be honest, guys, summers is usually kind of slow because it's so hot. Nobody wants to be looking for a house when it's hotter than shit in Arizona. So Ernie, what's going on, Ernie? So not here in Arizona, okay? So look at this. July of 2020, we had $3.9 billion sold in July of 2020. And 33% of those homes were sold over asking price, okay? And only 15% gave seller concessions, was closing costs to the buyer to help them close on the house. So think about that. Is 33% were over asking price. So I'm going to give you some stats comparing from this time last year to today. So any homes over $1 million are going under contract is about 93%. Okay, so these are homes going under contract the same time compared to last year. Okay, if you have a house around $500,000 to $1 million, you're 64% going under contract. 300 to 500,000 are up 39% going under contract, and 250 to 300,000 are up 15%. Okay, so pretty much anything you put on the market today is going to sell. So if you are a home seller, and if you need to sell, not want, need to sell, you're looking to upgrade, you're going to make some bank. Okay, now let me show you some graphs, guys. I want to show you some graphs here. Let me get this into the picture, okay? So we went over the Phoenix housing market right now. Now, let's look at the projections of home prices, okay? So let's take a look at this here. This is from CoreLogic, okay? So if you could see right here is Zillow predicted a 0.7%. Housing market update said -1, and then CoreLogic went down to 6.6%. Okay, this is appreciation. Okay, so they're looking at the long range of homes within the 12-year window. Okay, now they came back. Okay, they came back. Look at this. Look at this graph. They came back. Okay, now they went -1% and -1.1%. So Zillow has no clue what's going on with the market. Look at, you guys keep on going to Zillow, but they have no clue. It's circled right there. Okay, CoreLogic is 1% and -1.1%. That's what they're saying for home prices. Okay, so take a look at that graph. So people keep on saying that there might be a housing market crash. I think there's going to be a correction, but it's not going to be due to housing. It's going to be due to what's going on with the federal government, right? What's going on right now, and with the election. There's a lot of stuff. It's making it more difficult for me to really see over the mountains on what's going on with the real estate market. Usually it's pretty clear to me to see what's going on, but with all these hands going in the cookie jar now, I don't even know what's chocolate chip cookies from peanut butter cookies anymore. It's kind of crazy. Let's get into forbearance. Okay, here's the forbearance, okay? This is as of July 21st. Of the 4,208,000 families granted forbearance, this is what happened upon the expiration of the plan, okay? So you see removed while performing, okay? We had 1 million removed. We have expired when delinquent, 205,000. And then look at this, paid off, 182,000, okay? A lot of people, this is called panic. A lot of people panicked here, okay? There's like, hey, I'm just going to go into this program just in case something happens because the coronavirus here, may lose my job. But we're seeing more people, okay, more Americans that own houses. They're either paying them free and clear, they've already made their payments, and it's a decline. So we're going to go into the next chart, and I'll show you that as well. The number of mortgages in active forbearance is decreasing by the millions. So you look at the bottom of the chart here. This is May 29th. Let me move this over. There you go. Now you can see it. There it is. Okay, and then we're going to go to August 14th. So look at the decline. So we're at 3.93 million when we started off at 4.76. Now, the reason why I was watching this, I'm looking at this chart, is because I wanted to see what the foreclosure data was going to look in the future if we're going to have a lot of foreclosures. And looking at the data, I got a graph for you. It's really not even as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'm having to research more data now because the federal government's in here doing this 0.5% increase on all refinancing. Thank God we refinanced our homes before this happened, because, oh my God, you know, we would probably just pulled back and just waited to see if they lifted this. So a bunch of lenders, mortgage companies are fighting this. Like, how can you impose a 0.5% extra tax on people who are paying their bills, making income, and trying to refinance to get a lower rate? And that's why we took advantage of it. Peter, what's going on? Carlos, what's up? Beverly, Jacqueline, what's going on? So let's go to the next chart. Okay. Now, number of consumers with foreclosures. So, do you remember this time frame right here? Okay, 2000. This was the peak, and then this was the fall. Okay, so here we go. 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012. Right. Look at these foreclosures. Right here, 2009 quarter two was 566,180. Okay. Oh, there goes my pen. 1999 Q3 we had 136,540. We're right here in 2020. 74,860. Okay. That's from the federal government itself. Let me move that over for you. That's from the federal government itself. So you could do the math for me, because I got so much going on here. We have to peak out to be close to 2009. I honestly don't see that happening, and the reason why is because we have a bunch of 30-year fixed rate mortgages. Okay, that's great interest rates, affordable payments. Right here we had the interest-only loans, we had the ARM loans, and we had the no income loans. Right, write your income on a napkin, and you can get a house. Okay, people who were buying houses couldn't afford anything when those ARMs resetted. Isaac, what's going on? So that's what's going on as far as the foreclosures right there. So let's get into the mortgage rates. This is very important for you guys to actually see right here. Okay. I get some people telling me like, oh man, rates are kind of high. I'm like, have you seen the chart like from 1970? Okay, it was 8.6%. 1980s was 12.7%. Look at that. 1990 was 8.12%. 2000s, I can validate for this right here. I can validate for this. I bought my house at 2001. I was at 6.6%. 2001, 6.6%. That's when I bought my first house. Okay, that was my rate. 2010, we're at 4.9%, but look at here. Today, 2.9%. This could be your payment for a $300,000 house. You see, my friends, it's very important to take advantage of the opportunities when the opportunities presents itself. And the opportunity is when you see these rates this low. I mean, I don't know how far to zero you can go. Okay. So if you're looking to purchase a house, now's the time, because that 0.5% is only for refinances, it's not for purchasing. Fannie and Freddie are going to come back into the game, and I guarantee you they're going to mess with your purchasing power. Okay, if they come in with a swipe of a pen like they did last week, and they like, hey, let's increase the rates, you're going to have a shit show, because you'll be back over here at 4.9%. That $300,000 house is going to cost you $1,448 when you could have saved yourself almost $200 and purchased it for $1,258 a month. Okay. So Isaac enjoyed learning. The interest to work in real estate has not left. You got it, Isaac. I'm glad I can support you, man, on the decisions on real estate. This is what we do full time. We have investment properties as well. So yeah, that's what's going on with the real estate market right now. There's a lot of hands in the cookie jar. It's kind of scary what's going on as far as the real estate market. It's hard for me to predict it now But this chart right here was very important to me. Is number of consumers with new foreclosures is 74,000. It's right here. That's 2020 Q1. Remember 2008 we have 566,180, which was caused by lending. Okay, mortgages. Okay, interest only. ARM loans, you had the 5, the 7, the 10-year, all those ARM loans. You had the no income loans. Okay, write your income in the napkin. As you can see, when lending got so tight right here, in this box right here, let me just erase all this crap. Okay, lending got so tight right here in this box, is we don't have any of those loans. So like my other videos said, the housing will correct itself, but it's gonna be due to the election, what's happening with the government. They got their hands in the cookie jar and they're trying to change something. Okay, so just a heads up. Any other questions you have? I know there's a lot of people on the fence on selling because they can't find a house. Working with 2 sellers right now. One is in Glendale, one is going to be in Chandler. Obviously, one is leaving out of state, moving to Chandler, moving to another state. They're in Chandler. That listing will be coming up shortly, and they're having the same problem trying to find a house over there in a different state. It's across the board. Inventory is very low. The one in Glendale, we're not going to list it for sale yet because we're going to go preview some homes to make sure they like what they see during their price range, and make sure that they're going to like the homes, because this is simultaneously closed, and it's difficult when you're selling a property and buying another property because of the lack of inventory. So we got to go to this different area to see if they're going to like it, to make sure they're going to love the house, that location, etc. Of course, those houses are not going to be available once we list their house for sale, but we have to make sure that they're going to have a place to go to that they're going to love, okay, because they are upgrading, and not put their house for sale, accept the contract, and they have nowhere to go, and they have to go try to find an apartment or go live with a family member. Okay, we don't do that around here. So yeah, that's what's going on with the housing market. As far as August of 2020, I'm going to be honest with you, it's getting very difficult to foresee what's coming around the mountain, that's coming towards me and coming towards you, and what's going to happen to you. Should I refi? Should I sell? I got this 0.5 extra % I got to pay now, or your lender has to eat the costs, or you're going to have to go halfers. It's a mess right now. I'm going to be honest with you, is once the government gets involved, you really got to pay attention to what's going on with the market, the stock market, the bond market. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. That is all I have for you for comparing August of 2019 to August of 2020. Honestly, my personal opinion, guys, I'm gonna put my things on the line right here. Is I think we'll have like a small correction. I'm guessing maybe 3.5%. Okay, maybe in 2021, close to the end of 2021, 2022, but not going to see a crash unless something really majorly happens with the election and the government comes in and does some crazy stuff. I think making you pay $1,500 extra to refinance to a better rate is crazy. Okay, so they're getting money hungry, but that's the government for you. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's show. We will see you on the next. If you have any questions, email me at victor@freeagentproperties.com. Again, that email address is victor@freeagentproperties.com, where we release new videos each week on home buyer tips, home seller tips, the Phoenix housing market updates, so you can be mindful when you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate. We will talk to you soon.